And welcome to another episode of Primility Primer, our morning reminder of the power of balancing pride and humility as we go about our daily lives. This is episode number 43. I am your host, Jared Morris. And right off the top, I just want to get something off my chest. I just want to admit something, and that is that I was not, as of about 20 minutes ago, excited at all about doing today's Primility Primer. I don't know exactly why. I have my theories. It's just I knew last night when I went to bed that I wasn't excited about getting up in the morning because I didn't really know what topic I was going to talk about. I was just feeling not down, but a little unenthusiastic, not my normal enthusiasm. You know, Heather's gone on a work trip. We had all this work being done at the house yesterday. Didn't get as much stuff done as I wanted to. And just, you know, how sometimes you just have those days where you just, I don't know, it ends and you wish you had done more. You kind of wish it had gone differently. And for whatever reason, my normal enthusiasm, my normal juice was just kind of sapped. And I kind of feared that I would wake up in the morning not really knowing what to say and not really feeling like doing this for the first time in 43 consecutive weekdays. And that's exactly what happened. And I wasn't excited about it. And for the first time, I thought, maybe I missed today. But I'm here and I'm feeling great. And I'll tell you the difference. The difference was you. And that's why this episode of Thank You Thursday, it's extremely appropriate that this happened to me on a Thursday. And I'm actually grateful that it happened on a Thursday because it made today's episode ultimately so easy to figure out because it's simply coming on here and saying thank you. Because what totally changed my mindset was you and your actions over literally just the past 48 hours. Your text yesterday at 5:30 in the morning telling me that you were trying to find the live version, couldn't find it, and then, oh yeah, it's not starting for another hour. But just knowing that you were out there looking for it to find it live and remembering that got me going. Your remark yesterday about how you like watching the show live and even missed the Periscope simulscopes that I was doing for a while. I remembered that, and that got me going. Your email yesterday telling me about how you explained the concept of primility to your class after you had gotten your wristband. I remembered that, and that got me going. Your email yesterday thanking me for, email 2 days ago actually, thanking me for sending you your wristband and then explaining how the concept of primility, that mindset, had helped you over the last 2 years building your website business, that got me going. And all of these different memories came flooding back, and I remembered that, yes, there's a certain part of my motivation to get up and do these Primility Primers that is for me. Remember, I told you that back the very first episode. One of the reasons I wanted to do this was because I thought it would be an interesting anchor for my day to get up. I work from home, have something to get ready for. You know, I thought that would be really interesting. But I knew that for this to last, it would have to morph into something else, into something bigger. And you telling me how much it has meant to you, how much you have learned from it, gained from it, that enthusiasm, I needed that this morning. And you have given it to me over the past few days by simply being so generous with your gratitude and not really having any reason to say these things, but going out of your way to let me know what it has meant to you. And frankly, as soon as I started to think about that, it helped me flip my perspective because the enthusiasm gap that I was feeling, that enthusiasm that I normally have, I didn't have it and I needed to be lifted up, and you did it. And so today's Thank You Thursday is to say thank you to you. And I just named out 4 examples, but there are plenty of others. So anyone who has left a review, who has sent an email telling me about what a concept that we've talked about on Primility, an episode or a blog post, what it's meant, a tweet that you sent, sharing it with someone else. That this morning is what got me excited and motivated to do this show, because ultimately I wanted it to be about much more than me. It's about the concept. It's about this making an impact on other people's lives, and what you've told me about how it has, that got me going today. So thank you for that, because frankly, today I needed it. And I know I would have been really disappointed in myself and really regretted it if I had let today go, not done an episode, and broken that weekday streak that is building now. Because I will say that is also a powerful thing, is just that power of momentum. And now that we're at 43, it becomes a little bit harder also to skip it. And so that's an interesting takeaway that I'm finding from this as well. Okay, now you want to hear the real ironic thing? So I didn't check stats or downloads or anything yesterday. It's kind of one of those things. I don't know if my excitement, if my enthusiasm isn't quite where it normally is. I typically am not in there checking stats. And so told you how I got up this morning, went in, started, kind of writing out the early draft of the blog post that'll be on the show notes. And I decided just to look over at the stats. This was after I'd gotten my enthusiasm back and I was excited again about doing this episode. We had our biggest download day ever yesterday. And not just by 2 or 3 downloads, by more than double the next highest download day we've had. And I don't know exactly what that's from. I don't think Primility got necessarily a big link from anybody. I think mentioning it on the showrunner episode that came out yesterday probably helped. I think doing an episode about Arthur Ashe the day after the Venus Williams tennis match, that probably helped with timeliness. I don't know, but all I know is I saw that bar chart just way higher than any of the other days. And so the interesting irony of the fact that my enthusiasm was so down, and yet the previous day had been the biggest day by double for Primility Primer. So thank you for that too, for downloading, for listening, for keeping the momentum going for this show. It's awesome. It's incredible. And it's amazing to have an audience like you that I really hope that these episodes can provide enthusiasm for you and can provide something positive and can help you. And it's great that that's reciprocated and that on days when I need it, you're right there to provide it for me too. So thank you. I really appreciate it. And all I will say is, again, the goal of Thank You Thursday is stepping back, recognizing moments of gratitude, encouraging each other to put more of these out there in the world and kind of pay it forward with gratitude, because you never know what kind of impact it can have. And I know, I'm going to take some time today and write a few thank you notes similar to what you did to me, and let people who create content that has meant something to me know what it means. And I've done that in the past, and I firmly believe that by doing that in the past, that karma is part of the reason why you sent me yours and I got it when I needed it. And it's just this beautiful circle that keeps going round and round. So let's continue to contribute to it, and let's continue to not need a reason to say thank you, to thank people when they do something that really means something to us. Because, man, it helps, it makes a difference, and it just makes this world a more pleasant, a more enthusiastic place to live in. And I can certainly speak about that firsthand, because all of my enthusiasm this morning comes from you. And now my goal is to go out and transfer that to other people and just keep that cycle going. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Primility Primer. I appreciate it. I always do. If you are not on our email list, go to primility.com/join. You'll get our Monday morning newsletter. It's always 250 words or less, a positive thought to start your week. And then you'll get our Friday digest so that you can keep track of our daily show, catch up on any episodes you missed. I know it's difficult to keep up with the daily show, so that can help you do that. Primility.com/join. Thank you. Go out, pass that gratitude along in the world, and we'll be back tomorrow with one more episode of Primility Primer this week before the weekend. I'll talk to you then. Wrist bump.